What's good, you guys? It's Boomer and you're watching Bali Star. Today, we're getting into the best moments of Philomena Cunk. You feel me? I don't know who that is, but yeah, we're gonna find out. Make sure to leave a like for the video if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new, so that way you join up with the all-star gang up in this thing. Let's get straight on into it, man. Let's go. Now your ass won't turn off.
Who are you?
I'm Ian Borden. I'm a professor of architecture at University College London.
What is a building?
A building is anything that anyone has built.
So my shoes are a building. How many three wise men were there?
Who knows?
Oh.
And
I don't understand bread sauce.
It's a great way of making a.
Wait, what was that part?
How many three wise men were there?
Who knows?
Oh.
And
I don't understand bread sauce.
It's a great way of making a really savoury sauce.
Bread and sauce are two completely different things, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you can grind the bread down and then cook it in milk to make a really good sauce.
It just looks like sort of jizz. When Henry died, Edward became king, aged just 9 years old. Edward died aged 15, the youngest anyone had ever died of old age. When you teach a kid Shakespeare, do their heads grow physically bigger?
no.
It's comforting, isn't it, to realise we don't have nuclear weapons these days?
Well, it depends on who you mean by we. The British have got nuclear weapons and have recently indeed decided to increase their the number of warheads that they possess.
Yeah, but they're blanks, aren't they? They're full of blanks.
No, not at all. No. These are fully capable missile systems with nuclear warheads. Many other states have them.
Her head is like, oh my god. Turn it up, man. She funny.
Nuclear war and the threat of nuclear destruction remains very much with us.
God, we're just like the Americans.
Right, can we talk about something a bit more cheerful?
Let's talk about tea, crumpets, please.
Do you like ABBA?
I love ABBA.
And feminists looks
That
in
made
the
me
mirror.
made her
Do
feel
they
better.
see an equal woman or a better woman?
Who's there right there?
I love ABBA.
And a feminist looks in the mirror. Do they see an equal woman or a better woman?
They quite often, like all of us, look for what they want to see and they look for what they hope to see.
You see yourself back to front, don't you, in a mirror? But not upside down. Why is that?
Well, hopefully, because that's the way that mirrors are designed.
I heard in our eyes that like we see images upside down. Like as you're looking at me right now, or like I'm looking at like, you know, my phone, it's like appearing upside down in my eyes.
It was a mirror.
Learn that in
Sorry,
science.
you're not the mirrors expert, are you? And to add insult to injury, that money will most likely have a picture of a man on it, because most banknotes don't have women on them, apart from the Queen, who's on all of them. Maybe one day, human beings won't need buildings anymore. Although, for that to happen, we'd probably need to evolve skins made of bricks. And that might take at least another 30 years. Macbeth is startled at dinner by the unexpected appearance of Banquo's ghost, played here for some reason by the letter H.
Which of you have done this?
But what was so great about Henry VIII? Why is he the king we all still remember, unlike, say, Richard V? Well, for one thing, he was fat, so he takes up more room in the memory.
Oh, the Andromeda Galaxy is going to hit us.
The Andromeda Galaxy, a whole galaxy is going to hit us.
Yeah. On about the same timescale, actually.
So can we...
I'm sorry, I'm still on that last one. That shit was funny as
Gonna
fuck.
hit us.
The Andromeda Galaxy, a whole galaxy is going to hit us.
Yeah. On about the same timescale, actually.
So could we fall down a black hole?
Yeah, you could fall into one.
Yeah, I just
Is
did a
that-
video about black holes. We'll be up at the same time as this.
At the same, because I heard that you could be, if, you know, this is one way that the world could end, is that we're all just sucked off through a hole.
It's
I mean, that must be terrible.
In that video, it'll explain what will happen.
Oh, can you imagine what it would feel like to be sucked off through a hole?
Yeah.
Back in Queen Victorian times, women weren't allowed to vote, even though we had a female
I was about
king.
to make an innuendo
So
joke off of
some
that,
women
but
formed a gang called the suffragettes. 1 in 20 people has been a victim of crime, which means that 19 out of 20 people are criminals. No wonder we need police. Over the centuries, many things have been used as money, including amber, wheat, eggs, travellers' checks, feathers, book vouchers, lobsters, beads, gold,
Myrrh.
leather, nectar points, rice,
think of what the
peas,
three kings had
mugs,
to give
and
Jesus.
money.
Myrrh.
It was only the last of these that
Gold.
caught on. It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin invented evolution in 1859, no one had ever evolved. Without him, none of us would be here today, except in the form of fossils or gibbons. This is
gibbons.
the National Theatre. It's designed to look so horrible that people are glad to be inside watching boring plays. Today, Britain stands at a fork in its crossroads, and its people are asking questions. Now we've got our country back, what actually is it? Who are we, and why? You know when you read a word in a book and you sort of hear that word in your head, how do they get the sounds into the ink to make it play in your head?
Well,
She wrote,
That's actually a good
"The
question.
world to an end will come in 1881, a claim which has recently been debunked by experts through a careful
They also
process
said
of
2000.
looking around and seeing the world still
Think by the
here."
Mayan calendar.
Today, some people choose to turn the outside of their homes into a giant advent crown. A jolly house covered in electric lights may be expensive and use a lot of power, but it's the perfect way to cheer up a world
No.
worried about climate change and dwindling resources. Queen Elizabeth I got a crown screwed on here in Westminster Abbey.
Screwed on.
It was in this ship Drake became the first person to circumcise the globe, which is probably why this sort of ship is called a clipper. People genuinely believed witches were amongst them. Probably why this sort of ship is called a clipper. People genuinely believed witches were amongst them. Their fear fueled by leaked photos like this. Did an explorer ever try to
Let
sail?
me see.
Fueled by leaked photos like this.
Leaked photos.
Did an explorer ever try to sail into the sky? You know, find a bit of sea that's sort of going up and...
Like Treasure Island?
No.
We're often told to feel sorry for those who are alone at Christmas. But these days, that's all of us, and it's brilliant. Why
Wait,
did
what?
Nelson...
No.
We're often told to feel sorry for those who are alone at Christmas. But these days, that's all of us, and it's brilliant. Why did Nelson always have one hand up his jumper? What was he doing up there?
He'd lost most of his right arm, so
The pagans celebrated the solstice by cutting down holly and ivy and dragging it into their homes, along with a giant Yule log which they'd set fire to. It sounds rubbish, but with no app store to speak of, killing trees and plants was as good as entertainment got, even at Christmas. Despite being the stuff of nightmares, Santa is the world's most popular home intruder. But at Christmas 1914, there was a brief ceasefire. The fighting stopped. Soldiers got out of their holes and joined together in a place called No Man's Land, showing that even at moments of peace, men will still divide into two sides and try to beat one another.
And people say Krampus was the monster. Alright, you guys. So that was the best moments of Philomena Cunk. You know, yo, she's funny, bro. She's mad funny. I'm definitely gonna do more of these, bro. I especially like her storytelling when she includes her jokes in there. Now that shit, like, she really makes you think too. It's like, oh my god, I never thought of it that way. Like the one is like, you know, when you write the words and stuff, is like, you know, like when that first came about, like, how did you pronounce it in a way towards, like, you know, it sounded exactly as it was written. I was like, oh shit, I never thought about that, you know. So it's like she makes you think. She's like hilarious, and come on, man, enough said. But y'all let me know your thoughts about down in the comment section down below. You already know it's Boomer and Jared watching Bali Star. Make sure to leave a like, support the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, so that way you join up with the all-star gang up in this thing. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Best believe that. On!
Yeah, yeah.